Hi Tubesters, thank you for tuning in. I'm back. Today's video is going to be a little bit lighter than my last video. The last video was about heartbreak and bouncing back. Today's video is what I call the case of the big swinging missing mojo. If the title doesn't sell itself, then I don't know. This video is, I might get a lot of static for this video, a lot of people that disagree, somebody that might say, or a few somebodies that might say, what do you know about mojo and what do you know about having game? Game isn't necessarily about looks, so it doesn't really matter how attractive or not attractive. Everybody's got, a different style. Some people have, a nice big package, themselves, their body, their looks, their attitude. This video isn't for them. This video is meant for the shy person who is sitting at home, not feeling so confident about themselves, who when they go out, they're not necessarily meeting or talking to the people who they're attracted to. And so don't let the cover fool you. I mean, in my day, I went after, what I wanted. I spoke my mind, and that wasn't always the case. I was always very shy, and one day decided that I needed to improve upon that. And when I put that into effect, things went very well. For me, my interpretation of what well is, I mean, to somebody else, it could be, hey, not until I score on 100 guys or 100 chicks is that well. But well is really about you being satisfied with your choices, you having a good time, you feeling really good in your skin. So, yeah, how do we get there? Okay, rule number one is you need to be confident. Confident is really different than over the top and loud and tacky and needy and jumpy and all of that. That doesn't work. You need to kind of, figuratively speaking, kind of sit back and relax. If you were sitting on a nice big comfy couch and just feeling secure and feeling that element, almost like when you're listening to this really good song that makes you feel sexy or makes you feel like, yeah, you're in your element. That's the confidence. You can be assertive without being aggressive. So I would say being confident, and I know you're going to be nervous. I know, you're going to feel weird. It doesn't feel like it's really you. It almost feels fake or like an alter ego. That's not necessarily bad until call it training wheels. You don't feel like a big girl if you have training wheels on. So for a while, you've got to fake it till you make it. Okay, so that was number one. Number two is your body language is very, very important. You have to stay open. No, don't be a dirty birdie. I don't mean open. I just mean you have to be open-minded. Your body speaks of availability. Your body speaks as to whether you can be approachable, whether somebody can come and say hi to you, whether you smile, whether you look over at somebody. It's either inviting or it closes off, shuts you off to whomever else. So somebody may want to say hello, may want to come over, or might even want to engage in friendly conversation, and your body's not open to it. So body language is very important. Third, really important, if you don't get out, you're not going to meet anybody. So it's important that you put yourself out there. And yes, it could be out there with your friends, having drinks at the club, but it could be, go on a trail, go get into a hiking group, go to yoga, Jamba Juice. It doesn't matter where you go. I mean, just get out to where where there's people, where you have the opportunity to be, social. There is this fabulous webpage called meetup.com where it's a social network, and they make it very, very easy to search for your interests or stuff that you're curious about. near you, you know, based on how close it is, how far it is, and it gives you a list. You can say that you're going to be there, RSVP, and you can show up, and it's also very accommodating for you to show up by yourself. It's not like, oh, you're going to walk into this room full of strangers, you don't know anybody, you don't have a safety blanket. This is actually made for that setting, or to avoid that setting, because you can check in and almost everybody there is, you know, strangers. Some are new to the group, but it's very, very embracing of new experiences. So I like that. But anyway, yeah, get out, be with people, and try new things, which leads me to the next one, which is push your boundaries. If you stay in your comfort zone, how good is your comfort zone working out for you lately? If you're looking at this video, it's probably not working out so well. So make it a point to go to new spots. Make it a point to explore. Try new things, expand your boundaries, expand your horizons. It just adds, I don't want to say more flavor, more essence, but yeah, technically it does. So make it a point, get yourself exposed, get schooled. It's fabulous. Okay, so now you're out there, and you know, you've opened up your body language, you're trying new places, and somebody talks to you. For my experience, what helped the most was that I was painfully honest. It's not always easy to be honest. And I'm not saying direct lies, but we tend to sometimes omit. For example, if you start to meet a couple of people and you're talking to them, be painfully honest. Let them know, hey, you know, I'm just getting to know people. I'm trying to have a good time. You know, the whole, I'm not trying to look for a relationship. You got to stick to that, but I'll get to that in a second. Be painfully honest. Let them know if you are talking to other people, making friends, you know, meeting up in certain groups or whatever. It doesn't have to be a confession, but by all means, don't put yourself in a situation where you're later compromised or you're compromising them. So just be honest, and you know, you're on your way to studhood in no time. Okay, next is, I forgot what number I'm on, 6, 7. Anyway, follow through. You're going to be nervous putting all of this into effect, especially if you're not used to it. It's important that you push yourself, but that you follow through. Sometimes when somebody calls you or texts you, you might get nervous, you might not want to go, you might want to cancel. As long as you're staying honest, you know, go ahead and follow through. Make yourself get out there. A lot of people tend to not want to get out once they get home. You know what? Forget that power nap, because you won't get out. You know, put some good music on, take a shower, get dressed, get dolled up, or, you know, get clean and get out. But yeah, follow through with the commitments that you make. And, you know, a few of them will be really successful, some not so much, but whatever. At least you're doing something, right? Okay. Let me see what else. Lastly, don't commit too quickly. Of course, again, this video isn't for the serial daters, but let's just say you got out, now you're meeting people and you find somebody that you really, really like. You want to get their text, you want them to call you, you get excited when they call you, you can't wait to see them, you're checking your phone, making sure they called again, how come they haven't called, blah, blah, blah. Danger! Don't do that, okay? You're not going to get committed to your mojo if you're, you know, in love with love and you tend to settle down too quickly. What's the rush? Take the time. Take your time, get to know you, have a good time, keep your options open, you know, and slow down. If you're already talking to them, like, you know, an hour on the phone every day, it's too much, too quick. Before you know it, you'll be spending the night, staying every day, you hauling it. Not a good idea. In order for you to really own your mojo, you need to be able to be selective. More than emotionally selective, mentally selective. They're two different worlds. You know, sometimes you overthink too much. Sometimes you're way emotional and that rules your world. It needs to be a good marriage of both. You need to be able to pace yourself and say, hey, yeah, I'm feeling this person, and be sure that mentally you can kind of gauge yourself so that you're going slow enough, and then you tend to make better choices. But before we take you to the relationship phase, you know, a lot of people don't know how to date. So this video is about finding your confidence, slowing your roll, being, you know, paced and secure, enjoying yourself, knowing your qualities, not letting the antsiness, the nervousness, the nerdiness get the best of you, you know. Take your time and enjoy. That's pretty much it. Very, very simple. It's not rocket science. If I did it,